Good morning, traders. This is TonyD from easyMarkets TraderTalk here on the 4th of September 2017. NFP Friday last week was a huge event in terms of not just the weakness of the US dollar post in the first 5 minutes, but the dramatic reversal, as it seems like some orchestrated release there from the ECB after that weak NFP. The ECB leaked out that they were not ready for announcing their tapering as soon as September, and it may begin in December. Now that's a 3-month delay in traders' expectations, and could easily lead to a pullback in the euro, because the market has been long and heavily long in anticipation of this ECB announcement. And now the wind's been taken out of its sails. The traders have to ask themselves, are the ECB worried about the euro, or worried enough about to try and shortcut an attempted rally there, because the euro was on road to break 120 post that NFP number. And now the traders have to ask themselves, if we're going to wait 3 months, are we too high too quickly? And so they open up the downside here, because the trend hasn't been broken for a long time. If we do have a further fall, then some of those more significant levels back towards that 116.30 level. 116.20 was the breakout level from the highs of 2016. So the market could easily have a pullback in the next couple of days in anticipation of the ECB being much more dovish than the markets expected, let alone that the US dollar was showing signs of life last week. So it's you've got to be very cautious here in terms of the euro's movement in the coming days, because it is extremely long positioned against multiple pairs. And if traders want to play with a new story, then the new story could easily be that the ECB taper delay, and that could have legs, and price action, starts to be weak. You could easily see traders run with this for up to the ECB meeting as well. Now, in terms of the weekend news, there was some huge news in terms of North Korea doing a nuclear test. This time they said it was a hydrogen bomb, so it's 10 times more powerful than the last test they've done. A critical sort of advancement in their technology. So far, the reaction has been relatively muted from the US, nothing ultra aggressive, but definitely they were talking about all military options are on the table, and you see a gap here in the dollar yen back below 110, and this could weigh on risk assets going forward. But stock markets aren't exactly collapsing. You're seeing a bounce in the stocks. If you're looking at the US 30, you're seeing a bounce in the US 30 since the open. So similar to some of in recent times, the North Korea announcements, you haven't seen follow-through selling going on, and this has been the critical in terms of why traders have been not keen to do follow-on selling. All right, so follow-on selling in the dollar yen hasn't been seen today, or the Nikkei, or the US futures. So it is a little bit hard to run with that story. It is noticeable though, and if the US does have an aggressive reaction in the next couple of days, either via aggressive sanctions on China, aggressive sanctions more on North Korea, or just deploying military assets to the region, and that pushes a little bit more any more missile tests from North Korea, then things could ratchet up again. But saner heads could easily prevail here, and the market go back to buying on dips in this environment. So it is not the story really you want to focus on too much. The ECB taper story could be much bigger in terms of impact on the market in the coming days. But definitely be aware of it, and if you see heavy selling coming through on the dollar yen or the stock market, it's most likely a North Korea headline. Traders, in terms of the week ahead, we do have RBA tomorrow. I would release a preview tomorrow before that comes out. RBA is probably not happy with the Aussie dollar being so strong, but it hasn't been aggressively jawbony in previous meetings so far. We'll see if that language changes. You've seen the RBNZ being quite aggressive. That's tomorrow at 2:30 Australian Eastern Time. Alright guys, you can contact us on the information below, the YouTube channel there. If you have any questions, please come through the dealing room and talk to your dealer.